Hello, hello, everyone. This is Carol Adams with Carol Adams Creations. Give me a minute. I'm just going to make sure I'm actually live on the right spot and everything else. I hope everybody has had an awesome day. It doesn't show me as I'm live. Hold on a moment. Let's see here. Hopefully, I'm just not, I am live. It just wasn't showing that I was live. All right, all right. Well, tonight, I am so excited. Tonight, it's Freebie Friday, yay! And so what I have put together is, I don't know if you're like me or not, but one, I never can find my grocery list. Two, I never can find the recipes that I want to use that, that I've downloaded or printed from Pinterest, of course. And so I thought, hey, let's do a little folio that has our grocery list and also has pockets that you can put your recipes. So I have designed this little printable. And I didn't print all the pages again. I'm just going to do this. I've printed up this printable, and we are going to put this together. Now, it comes with a pink sheet. It needs to go on the back of the stripe. So you need to print that double-sided. The others are just fine printed the way that they are. And you also need just one random blank piece of cardstock. And then I did a grocery list, and it's 2 per sheet, a grocery list, and then another one I did is a things to do list. So you could print out whichever one you want to. I printed up about 8 sheets, cut them in half, so that makes about 16. I can't count. So here's what we're going to do. And this is where our to-do list will go, and then these are our little pockets that we can decorate, and we can add something here if we want to. And so let's get started. All right, first of all, we need to cut this down, and we need to cut this out right here. So like I said, I hope everybody's having an awesome, awesome day. It's Friday. Praise the Lord. It's been such a long week. And I know my husband's excited. He's on vacation for 2 weeks, starting on Monday. And so he's been counting the days down. Hold on. I need one other thing. Here we go. Use a little stapler. And if you have it, a scoring board would be great. If not, that's okay. And this measures out to be about 8 by 10. So we're going to score this. We're going to go to 5. And I want it to have a little bit of a spine, or, to give it some room to put stuff in, okay? So here is our 5. We're going to go 1/8 of an inch to the right, and we are going to go 1/8 of an inch to the left. So that would be a score at 4 7/8, and as well as 5 1/8 if you are just, measuring. So we're going to fold this. And then we're going to cut out our little flap. I was going to do this smaller, and I was like, I want it at least almost 8.5 by 11. So I figured out how to add the little flap so that we can have a bigger journal. And I will ink this in just a minute. Let me get this cut out. Scissors. Thought I was organized and had everything together, and of course, I do not. Sorry if I'm off camera. I think I'm good. I'm not in the Zoom view, so I don't get off camera as much as I do when I'm in Zoom. So if you want, give me a comment. Let me know who's here. Just say hello. You don't have to say, you don't have to do anything major. Just let me know you're here. I'm just going to put this right at 6. It doesn't really matter. Oh, that was a terrible score. And then for this one, I'm going to do the exact same thing, and I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch over. So then we're going to fold this, and we're going to fold this, and I'm going to put this aside for right now, and we're going to get our folio together. So let me ink everything. This is the time-consuming part, is inking everything. Well, where did my little thingy go? I had it right here. I think I have about 3 or 4 of these. I need to get even more than this. Because I'm always losing them. The other day I was doing a live, and I was like, I don't know where it is. I just can't find it. And then when I got off of the live, it was just right there on my desk. I was like, really? Does anybody else do crazy things like that? You think you're all organized, and then when you start something, you're like, oh, this is not going to work. Actually, I don't need to do this just yet, because what I need to do, so that you didn't have to waste an entire sheet of paper, I am going to add this of printing front and back, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm actually going to glue this to my flap. So let me cut this off. I knew I was forgetting a step. And I'm just going to take my glue stick. Let me close that up a minute. I didn't want to have to, I thought about, you can definitely print it with, say, the pink and do double-sided, but I didn't want to, waste ink all on the back of these when I didn't need these to be double-sided. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this line right there. Press that down. I didn't even need it right there. There we go. And then we're just going to trim this. Come on. Come on, scissors, work with me. Okay, I lost my train of thought, so I don't know what I was saying before. But does anybody else get, you think you're all organized and everything's good, and then you try to find what you thought you could find, and it's not where you thought it should be. All right, so I am going to do this. And then I am going to, I'm just going to fold this one to score it right there. And don't glue down. Don't glue down yet. And then I'm going to lift that up. And I'm going to do just a little, I've got some glue on there. I don't want to, okay. We can do a little more later. Okay, so we got this. So now what we're going to do is glue this to our other piece here. And you can do, you know, do it however you want. This is going to flip over, so this would be the front, or you can do it this way, and this will still be the front. No, you're going to do it this way, and the other will be the front. And that's how I want mine to be. So I'm going to do a little bit more glue right here. And then I'm just going to line this up the best that I can. I know there's going to be a little bit of a gap, but that's okay. That's what our distress ink is for. Okay. I don't think I have my little rubber thing here that gets the ink off. Oh, do I? Yes, I do. Wait, let's see. Got most of it off. Okay. And if you didn't want to print this double-sided, you could do the exact same thing. It'll just give it a little bit more stability anyway, so that would be fine. And then I need to trim this off just a little. Or as my grandson likes to say, a smidgen. Okay. All right, I'm going to get that other piece in a minute, but we're going to put that aside for a sec. And we're going to cut out our pockets, and then what we need to do the inside to give us a place to insert our either to-do list, grocery list, whatever you want. You also need this little floral rectangle right here. And you could definitely use a paper trimmer. Just trying to be kind of quick about it, so I'm not here all night long. Sorry, I can't think, cut, and speak all at the same time. It doesn't work with me. Okay, so we've got, oh, I hadn't finished this one. So I'm not going to score these. I'm just going to fold them. But you could definitely score them if you wanted to. Okay. Cut all of this out. And I have given you a bunch of little pieces of ephemera for you to use to decorate your pockets if you want, or the cover of your folio. whatever you would like to do. I just thought that would be kind of fun. I did some roses and a bird and a teacup. I think the teacup is my favorite. Did I do the teacup? I may have changed it to the pitcher. I think I did the tea pitcher. There were several things that I was working on, trying to decide which one. Okay, we're just going to fold that. And I will use a bone folder just to kind of get me a better crease. Oop. Okay, so let's ink these. And then we just have one more thing to cut out. And then we're going to put all this together. And this inking, you don't have to do this. I just think it kind of gives it, you know, a vintagey look. Try to say that 3 times. Excuse me. Like I said, I like the way it looks, but some people may not. So, as I always tell my husband, you do you. You do whatever makes you happy. Okay. So we have our pockets, and I'm going to do this one in front because I want to embellish it. And I think this one looks fine just the way that it is. So they are going to go on this side right here. And if you need to kind of adjust a little bit or trim, this one I think needs to be trimmed just a little. Ooh, almost cut my finger off. And let's go ahead and do the same for this one. I apologize for making it a little too big. Okay, so let me get these lined up. Because I want this one to be right there and that one to go right there. This one's going here. Right. So I'm just using my precision art glue. And I'm just going to give this a good gluing right on, just on those flaps. Just on the flaps. And I'm making this difficult. Would definitely be easier if I had just marked it, trying to do it this way, but you know. Okay. This one we can do it this way. Okay. Let's see, I think I got it. Line these up to the best of my ability. There we go. Just kind of hold that on there. Now we're going to do this page. And for this one, I am going to trim this. I think it's 8 inches tall. I said it was 8 inches tall, I think. So let me trim this. And I am going to line that up just like that. Use my little friction pin. I'm going to go here. And then I am going to go right there. Excuse me. So sorry. All right. And that looks good. We're going to do that. Let's do this. I apologize if I'm not seeing your comments. My iPad just died. So I'm just doing it, hoping it works, hoping it works. All right, last but not least, we're going to fold this in half. You know, the best that you can. And I'm just going to do that one. And I'm going to take my sheets and I am going to take this, and I made it a little bigger, but I may need to cut it because I forgot I made my things, my sheets a little smaller so they would fit in there. Okay. Oh, let me do this first. I tried to use the little tiny attacher and it did not want to work. So I guess I'm going to have to do a stapler. Let me get that pen back in so that I don't let my glue dry. Come on. There we go. Let me break this. Okay, so we're going to get this gathered up. I think that's going to be perfect. And we're going to put this on here. I'm going to lift it up a little bit so that I shouldn't have cut so much off the top. So note to self, don't cut so much off the top. And then I am just going to take it and staple just like that. And then I'm going to take just a little piece of ribbon and I'm going to put over that. And then this, I am going to mark right here and right there. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slit in this. Make sure that's kind of straight. Let me do so that it looks nice. I'll go ahead and draw a line. Let's see. Somehow. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. If I'd used my other little line, it wouldn't have been straight. So I'm going to just take this. I'm going to take an X-Acto knife. And I'm just going to make a slit. Oh, and I forgot to do something. Okay. I meant to add a piece of cardstock to the back of this so it would have something, but I'm not going to worry. So if you want to make this to give it a little bit more stability of when you slide it in, cut you a piece of cardstock and add it to this so that you can have something to put down. So let me just make sure this works. Hopefully that made sense. I think the paper will be fine. I don't know. I may use a piece of cardstock. And the great thing about this is you can reuse it. Just, you know, take it out. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that looks so good. I love it. Okay, so for this, we are just going to glue the side and the top. We're not going to glue anywhere else. So like I said, I would add a piece of cardstock to the back of that so that it has a little bit more, it's a little more secure. So we are going to add this right here. That looks so good. Make sure that that gets over and it's not in there. Hold on. I think we shifted over. Yes, we did. There we go. It shifted on me. And so then you write your grocery list out. You can take it with you, and everybody will be so impressed with how pretty everything is. The recipes that you want to use for the week that you're doing the grocery list will go right here, and you can keep everything organized and in one place. So now I'm just going to embellish this. I may embellish this as well. I hadn't really decided on that. I thought about doing a pocket, but I have that. You know what? That might look kind of cute just to put that right there. I don't know. So, like I said, I'm just going to embellish this just right here. I went ahead and cut out all of my little fussy cuts that I have. And you know, I got to thinking, why do they call them fussy cuts? Because really they should be called not fussy cuts, because the reason that the reason they call them fussy cuts is so that you're not making a fuss about trying to get it, you know, just exactly. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? So I really think they should be called non-fussy cuts. You know, it's the little things in life that keep me up at night. Okay, so I have some coffee. This is my little teacup that I just think is so cute, which I probably will use for that. I may not use this. I need a little piece of lace or something. I have this card. It has something else on it. I could put that there. This is always the hard part, is trying to figure out what to do. I kind of like that, just doing it like that. I pulled out some other little Tim Holtz little cards and tags. I knew it was there. I knew it was there all the time. Okay. All right, let's see. I may add a couple of other little things. Let's see. I do have this little blue card. Emily something or other. That might look pretty as well. I like that just hanging off. And this just right like that. This would give a little bit more of a contrast. Ooh, that's pretty. That's real pretty. I could put recipes up here. Maybe this right here. I don't even know if it needs it. I don't know. Like I said, this is the hardest part, trying to figure out what to do with everything. How are you gonna decorate it? How are you gonna make it look pretty? Okay. So I think I'll do it just like that. There we go. I like that. Just gonna leave it like that, make it easy and simple as I keep looking for something else. That's kind of pretty. Kind of ties everything together. Or just using a number. thought I had a paid to the order of, but I don't see it now. So I did several word phrases. I did receipts and I did coupons. Does anybody do coupons? Cut them out of the Sunday paper. I don't get a Sunday paper, so I don't ever have coupons. So I'm not going to use that. Kind of like the black in there too. Okay, we're just going to get started and we're just going to glue things down. Otherwise, I'll be here all night rearranging. I didn't plan that part out. Let's see. I think I've done everything. I always like a little bit of black on things. I really don't know why. I just think it makes it look better. Okay, we're going to use a glue stick. Glue this down. This could definitely be another pocket. If you are a pocket within a pocket person, that would definitely work. I am going to glue just the inside and then I'm going to glue the other side. I'm going to move that up, I think. Let's see. It says art store. And that would be funny. To recipes. I think this is too big. Changing my mind. Sorry. So sorry. Changing my mind. Can you imagine that? I'm just going to put that right there. Just do it like that and put that right there. Done. Right there. I am going to put this just like that. Put that one up. And like I said, you could put coupons. There's coupons. There's projects. You know, if you wanted to do a to-do list, you could do it fill it with projects that you need to do. And that's it. The last thing I'm going to do get this bent. Oh, that looks so pretty. I hate to say I'm proud of myself, but I'm proud of myself. Oh, I forgot to do that. Okay. This was supposed to go on the inside. It's supposed to look like this. I was talking and not paying attention. So this will cover that up. But I will just I'll add something there so that doesn't show. That is just too funny. Leave it to me. And then I've got I'm going to ink the edges of this. And then ink it down here. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I have these little I have these, oh yeah. I have these little things here. I think I'm going to have to sell them because it came in a set of 1,000. It's not like I'm going to use 1,000 Velcro closure things here. So I'm going to stick this together and then I'm just going to stick that right there, push it down. And then we have our grocery portfolio ready for me to make a grocery list because I need to go to the grocery store. And that's it. That is totally it. And I apologize for my my mess. My mess is right there. I will have to I'll have to fix it. And in fact, I am just going to do that right now. We're just going to fix my mistake. Just so that you know, things happen. And you just need to go with it, and you need to see if you can figure out how to fix it. So I'm just going to try this and see what this looks like. You know what? I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to add this just like that. And then that's a pocket too. There we go. We got it. See? Where there's a will, there's a way. So now no one will ever know that I made a mistake. So you could definitely do this. You would just need to print another one of these sheets. And then just cut it to the pattern of the flap. So I'm just going to glue here. I am going to glue here. And then here. Okay. Then I can put this here. Now I have a little pocket. And I can decorate it. That looks cute. All right, so I will finish inking the edges of this. I will decorate this little pocket right here with some little things and some other little trinkets that I have. And so I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you will, comment. I'd love to hear your comments. If you make one, I'd love to see it. You could definitely do it out of any kind of scrapbooking paper, your colors. I just thought this was kind of pretty. And I hope you have an awesome, awesome weekend. And thanks for joining me. Bye.